With the summer wipe fast approaching, I wanted to take a moment out of your time and just quickly go over some things that may hopefully keep you in the right mindset should you be deciding that you want to play this upcoming wipe cycle. It's been a long time coming, and while many of us are very excited to have the game reset again, others are gonna take a break, which is totally understandable, or are nervous because this might be their second or even first wipe. Well, don't worry. We all must go through this at least once, and it's better to get it out of the way sooner rather than later. First of all, making the conscious decision to say, I'm going to play this wipe should be number one. It sounds dumb, but people sometimes like to, half invest in a wipe when it may be better to just take a break in between so they don't get burnt out on the game. And considering we are about to wrap up the longest wipe in Tarkov's history, it makes sense that many see this upcoming patch as a sort of intermediate before the real update, which is going to be at the end of the year. So taking 5 isn't a bad thing at all. In fact, considering this next wipe according to BSG is only going until December, taking a little 4-month hiatus could be good for anyone who has played through this entire year and needs a bit of a rest. So don't feel like you need to play this wipe. If you do, obviously go for it, and if you don't, then not a big deal at all. If you're someone who's new to the game or wants to get better at any part of the game, right now, play. It's the time to do so. Everyone is endgame, the gear they're running is going to be very strong. You might as well take advantage of that and just run raids, even if you die again and again and again. And whether or not you want to learn streets because you avoided it because the map was intimidating or you just didn't have the hardware to run it, unfortunately. Maybe you want to improve PvP. Any reason to play the game right now and mess around is good enough. There's no real penalty to death currently. It's all just going to go away soon, so you might as well learn from those deaths so you can be better equipped for when it matters when we reset. Either that or acquire some decent gear on your scav and run some offline raids. People tend to not utilize this feature in the game, and it can be very useful to learn Tarkov in a very stress-free environment, because even if you die, you don't lose anything. Although, to balance it, you also don't get any XP, or you don't keep the items you find. Either that, or if you're an owner of Edge of Darkness edition of the game, and you have some friends who also have it, you can run live, offline raids and mess around, with more options available to customize the raid settings. Both of these are great features for learning and getting better at certain scenarios in Tarkov. When we do actually wipe, remember, this is not a race. This is probably the hardest mentality to shift out of because I find myself still in that headspace sometimes when we do reset. I want to do everything fast and complete quests and level up and get the flea market and do all this stuff and relax. It's okay. This game isn't meant to be a race to the top. It's certainly going to seem like that when you look at it online. You're going to see people blaze through this game so fast it'll make your head spin. But that's how they want to experience the new content. And besides, that's how they were just gonna do it whether there was new content that was wide as an ocean or as deep as a puddle. So just know that not everyone should tackle Tarkov wipes really fast. Take it at your own pace. If you want to go fast, by all means, I'm not saying you can't or you shouldn't. Please do it. But if you're feeling pressured to play and get things done in game, and are getting frustrated when you die because of that, then you need to take a step back and adjust how you look at Tarkov when wipe happens. It's okay to go at your own pace. In the grand scheme of things, you're not going to fall behind. This game is all about working from nothing and coming out on top. You are right on time. Wipes are often celebrated because it's a time when everyone's back to square one. No one has max skills anymore or hundreds of millions of rubles in their stash. We're all back to busted up AKs and scrounging for the most basic of supplies. Fights feel the most authentic because they're scrappy and everyone has something to lose. Deaths mean the most in the early game because you have so many resources before you're bone dry. So take your time, don't force fights, and don't be afraid to run away from fights when you won't come out on top. It's totally okay to play like this. At the end of the day, survival and quest completion is the most important part of early Tarkov. Get those survival streaks going and complete those quests. We're all going to be learning all the new things added to the game, so it's an awesome opportunity to come together and enjoy wipe one more time. And use VoIP. It's been in the game for a while now, so make some friends in raid and cover each other's backs. Those are the best experiences post-wipe, especially if you're on scav runs. Those moments can allow you to trade items with other players if they have something you need and vice versa. VoIP is honestly one of the best additions to the game simply because it allows the opportunity for fights to end and potentially turn into friendships, even if it only lasts until everyone extracts. Not only being able to de-escalate a situation, but then have it turning into working with someone random in raid is one of the coolest aspects of talking in-game. Now, of course, not everyone you meet will be willing to play ball and be nice, and some will even outright betray your trust, but it's up to you to judge the situation for what it is and decide accordingly. When Tarkov resets, the community for the most part breathes a sigh of relief. We get to start over on the same playing field and have to start from scratch all over again. We get a bunch of new content in the game, which is always fun to mess around with, and usually there are a bunch of changes and fixes to the game that make it more enjoyable to play. So, if you are new to Tarkov and this may be your first or second wipe, welcome. I hope you enjoy your time with the game and can really enjoy it for what it is. Tarkov, while being frustrating and annoying with all its problems it can have, at its core is a genuinely awesome game, and wipe only helps to reaffirm that every single time. The final thing I will say is to make sure you enjoy yourself when you play, because at the end of the day, this is a video game and you are meant to have fun. Take your time, make some plays, and tell your Tarkov story. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Let me know in the comments section below, what are you excited for this wipe with all of its coming changes, or even the one at the end of this year if you're also excited for that. And be sure to subscribe for more videos going over some of the new aspects to Tarkov as they're added to the game. I hope to see you in future ones.